Frustrated with your Maytag front load washer that just won't drain? I'm Ed with AppliancePartsPros.com, and we're going to walk you through how to fix that. A washer stuck full of water can really throw a wrench on laundry day. But good news, it often comes down to just a few parts that we can test ourselves. We'll go step by step using the tech sheet and focusing mainly on the drain pump and the ACU. If this is your first appliance repair, don't worry, we're going to take it nice and slow. Let's get started. With over 2 million products in stock and the know-how to help you do it yourself, we are AppliancePartsPros.com. First things first, let's get our tools together. We'll need a 1/4-inch nut driver, a T20 Torx driver, channel locks, needle nose pliers, and a multimeter. And don't forget to unplug the washer or shut off the breaker before doing anything inside. Next, shut off both the hot and cold water supply valves and disconnect the inlet hoses from the back. Alright, the first place to check is the appliance control unit, or the ACU. That's the board responsible for sending power to the drain pump when the machine enters the drain or spin cycle. If that output circuit's not working, the water's not going anywhere, even if the pump itself is fine. To get to the ACU, start by removing the 3 screws at the back of the washer's top panel. Slide the panel back and lift it off. Now look towards the back right corner, and you'll see the ACU mounted on a bracket with several wires running to it. On many models, you'll need to shift the cold water inlet valve assembly out of the way to fully access it. Just remove that mounting screw and gently move that valve aside. Once you can reach the ACU, find connector J11. You'll be testing between J11 pin 1, which is the L1 to the drain pump, and J11 pin 2, which is the neutral. Now, go ahead and restore power to the washer. Extreme care should always be taken to protect against electric shock, which could potentially result in serious injury. Please do not test live voltage if you're uncomfortable using a multimeter around live voltage. If you'd like to know more about how to use the multimeter, we put together a comprehensive tutorial for you, so check out the link in the description. Set your multimeter to AC voltage. You can either start a drain and spin cycle or a component activation to turn on the drain pump directly. Place your leads across J11 pin 1 and J11 pin 2. If the ACU is working like it should, you should see about 120 volts AC during an active drain. If there's no voltage, the ACU isn't sending power. But if you do get 120 volts, then the ACU is fine. And your problem is probably the drain pump, the wiring, or physical blockage. Next up, we'll check the drain pump itself. Be sure to disconnect the power again before moving forward. You'll access the pump through the back of the machine by removing the rear access panel. Use your 1/4-inch nut driver to take off the bolts. Go ahead and lay a towel or a shallow pan under it. There's often some water still sitting in the hoses. Once you're set up, restore power and run a drain and spin cycle again, or activate the pump using the service mode. With the harness still connected, set your multimeter to AC voltage and carefully probe the terminals on the back of the pump connector. You should see 120 volts if the board is calling for a drain. If you do have voltage and the pump doesn't run, that motor's dead and needs to be swapped out. If you don't see any voltage, you've likely got a wiring fault or the control board's not sending the signal. In this case, we've confirmed the pump is getting 120 volts and there's no blockage. That tells us the drain pump itself is the culprit and it needs to be replaced. After testing, disconnect the power again. Next, remove the user interface assembly. Remove the mounting screw securing the console to the cabinet. From the top, disconnect the wiring harness from the user interface and lift the whole assembly away from the washer. Open the washer door, use your needle nose pliers to remove the retaining clamp securing the door boot to the front panel. Peel the door boot gasket away from the panel opening and tuck it into the tub to clear the front panel, and remove the screws securing the door lock assembly to the front panel. Remove the screws along the top and bottom edges of the front panel. Lift the panel upward to disengage it from the mounting tabs, then pull it forward and remove it from the washer. Use the channel locks to compress the hose clamps and slide them back. Then, disconnect the inlet and outlet hoses from the pump. Disconnect the wire harness from the pump motor, pull up on the retaining pin securing the drain pump to the washer base. Then pull the drain pump forward and remove it from the washer. Here's the old drain pump, and here's a new one. If you've already got your replacement, you're good to go. If not, just head over to AppliancePartsPros.com. Pop your model number in and we'll make sure you get the right part for your washer. To reinstall the drain pump, position the new pump in the washer base and align it with the mounting slots. Push the pump fully into place, then install the retaining pins to secure it to the base. Reattach the inlet and outlet hoses to the pump and slide the hose clamps back into position using channel locks. Reconnect the wiring harness to the drain pump motor. Make sure the connector is fully seated and locked. With the drain pump installed, reposition the front panel onto the cabinet. Hang the panel on the mounting tabs, then lower it into place and reinstall the screws along the tops and bottom edges. Reposition the door lock assembly into the front panel and secure it with the mounting screws. Then, reinstall the door boot back onto the front panel and put the spring clamp back on. Reconnect the ribbon cable and any other connectors and make sure they're snug and seated properly. Tilt the console back up and snap the top tabs into place. And secure it with the original screws. Finally, reinstall the main top by sliding it into place from the rear and securing it with the mounting screws. Once reassembly is complete, restore power to the washer and run a drain and spin cycle to verify proper pump operation and check for leaks. Listen for that drain pump to kick in and watch that drain hose to make sure water's flowing like it should. And that's it. Thanks for sticking with me through the troubleshooting. If you found a bad ECU or a drain pump, just head to AppliancePartsPros.com with your model number to grab the right part. Most of the time it'll be at your door in a couple of days. Once you finish the repair, let us know how it went in the comments. We'd love to hear your stories. And hey, if this saved you from calling in backup, go ahead and give us a like and subscribe. We've got plenty more repairs just like this to walk through together.